Hello and welcome to this at-home Pilates mat class for complete beginners. Join me for this quick and refreshing workout of core strengthening exercises to introduce you to the Pilates method. I'm Hannah Ray from Clarity Pilates. We're going to start by lying down on our backs. And if you don't have a mat, that's okay. You can just lie down on a soft surface, maybe a rug or a carpet, and hug your knees into your chest. And just take a deep breath. Send the legs away from you, shins into hands, and then let's do that again. Just bring the knees in deeply. Feel how this might release your hips and low back. And while we do this, we have the heels together, toes apart, knees about shoulder width for the best stretch. Now you can lift your head, look into your belly, release the arms by your side, and start to pump them up and down. This is an exercise called the 100. We are getting right into it. If your neck gets sore, go ahead and just rest it down. But if you can, leave it up with me. It's going to help your core engage and keep pumping those strong, straight arms. Maybe the legs can find their way out to what we call a tabletop position, where we've got approximately a 90-degree angle between the thigh bones and the shins. This is an exercise that is designed to be challenging and build and test your endurance. So just stay with it. Know you're almost there. Excellent. Hug the knees into the chest. Let your head rest. And if it felt good before, give yourself another couple squeezes. Knees move away. And then pull back in to release tension in the hips and lower back. Really nicely done. That might be the hardest thing we do all workout. You did it beautifully. We're all gonna come up to sitting now. You can have your feet planted on the floor in front of you, hands behind the thigh bones. And we're just gonna practice making what's called a C curve in the spine. So if you picture a capital letter C, you're gonna round back, try to fit your spine into that C shape, and then lift through your abs to come back up and sit tall. We use this C-curve shape a lot in Pilates because it really helps us engage the core, but you want to be careful you do it with your spine and not by hugging your shoulders up and wearing them as earrings. So just watch for that as you do this a few more times. And if you're feeling pretty strong here after you get tall this next time, round back and maybe let the arms start to straighten so you lean back a little farther in space. And then pull with your fingertips. Dip the chin forward, little different. We round forward this time instead of sitting up tall. So now that we've found that C-curve shape, we're gonna stay in it, rounding back and rounding forward. You're gonna feel that the farther back you go towards your mat or your floor, the more challenging this gets. So use a level that's appropriate for you. And don't be afraid to use your arms to pull you up. It's actually gonna help you activate your core. On this next one, let's all lean back and we're gonna hold together at your lowest level. Nice. And then come all the way down, lying on your back. We're gonna bring the legs together to squeeze with bent knees. One leg lifts up and rotates out. Knees are still squeezing, and we're just gonna hold this for 10 seconds. Take deep breaths, press your palms into the floor, and then let's lower that leg down to the level of the calf. Squeeze the calf into the knee and the knee into the calf for 10 seconds. And then down to the ankle. This one might be the hardest of all. Really give it everything you've got. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Nice. And then bend that knee. Right away, we're gonna go to the other side. So this is called 10-10-10 because we hold at the top, knee to knee for 10 seconds. Deep breaths, palms press into the floor, abs go in and down. And then we lower down to the calf and we do another 10 seconds here. This is training us to hold the weight of our legs with our abs. So you might feel that as the leg goes lower and lower, let's all go to the ankle now. This gets a little bit more challenging. Last 3, 2, 1, really squeeze, and then let's let that go and take a second. And we're gonna return to sitting. Hands are gonna hold either behind the thighs or on the shins or ankles, and you're gonna walk your tippy toes close to you to balance in a little ball. So you'll notice our spine is back in that C-curve shape, a little bit rounded down. We're looking towards the navel. And you're just gonna stay here in this balance. Take nice deep breaths. Really good. You're gonna wanna make sure the heels are together, toes are apart, shoulders are still down. So it's the same thing as our other C curve, right? We wanna do this with our spine, not by wearing our shoulders up by our ears. And then you just want to breathe deeply into your lower back, and every exhale, pull the belly button in a little bit more. Really beautifully done. Let's plant the feet, put the hands behind the thighs and roll down one more time. Hug the knees into the chest and take a second to relax. When you're ready, we're going to move on to the next exercise by taking both hands to the right leg, right hand to the right ankle, and then press the opposite leg straight up to the ceiling and start to lower it until you feel your core engage. Now the head can lift, and you're going to switch the legs back and forth, always grabbing the outside hand to the outside ankle. So right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle when you switch. And this is it. We're just going to keep going. Note that this is going to be more of a piston motion, straight out and straight in, than a bicycle. So you want to be really precise about the way you aim your legs. Nice. And then let's bring both knees in, rest the head down. Very good. Should feel the core getting quite warm. Little breath here, and then a little more challenging. Lift the head, arms and legs now move away from one another, and then come back in. So we can do this several times. This is your double leg stretch. The farther away you take the legs down towards the floor, the more you're gonna feel this. Let's all do one more. Excellent. Hug the knees and rest the head down. Nicely done. Core should be fired up. Now we're going to end with a juicy stretch. So you can sit up, and if you have any tension in the hamstrings, I'm going to recommend you grab a block or cushion to sit on. Arms can go ahead and reach forward. Legs will be in a small straddle, and you're just going to scoop the belly in and up, dip the chin to the chest, and start to gently round forward. I want you to imagine that you were peeling off of a wall. So the chin dips in, and you peel down and forward. So though the spine is rounding, here's that C-curve shape again. We're not punching the spine back in space. We're moving always forward and down, top of the head between the knees. And this might release tension in the back of your neck, upper back, anywhere down the spine, even into the hips and low back. And it works best if you really keep the core engaged. So make sure you scoop, scoop, scoop that stomach in the whole time. Exhale down, rounding nose and top of the head, curling into the navel, and then scoop to lift back tall. Let's all do one more. Exhale down. Let the top of the head round, feel the whole spine stretch. Inhale back to the top. Let the arms relax, and you are all done. Thank you so much for doing this short and sweet workout with me. I hope that as a beginner it answered some of your Pilates questions and gave you a great workout. I'd also love to invite you to my Facebook group, Holistic Self-Care Through Movement, where I post lots of other workout tips for beginners. And if you want to support more free videos like this one on my channel, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the mat.